Hey, I am Scott, and I want to thank you for tuning in to the Rookie Pacific Northwest Wine Enthusiast channel, YouTube's primary channel for discussing Pacific Northwest wines. Tonight we're going to go ahead and jump right in. I am in trouble. Last year during fall release, and fall release is coming up next week, my wife and I visited Waterbrook, and it's one of Walla Walla's oldest and more prominent wineries. Neither one of us were impressed. However, I go to Costco weekly, and when I see a reserve wine, and it's a Malbec, and it's from Waterbrook, for the price, I paid $14 for it. This is normally a $23 or $24 wine. I had to give it a shot. So let's go ahead and dive right into Waterbrook 2019 Malbec, Columbia Valley AVA. This is their Waterbrook Reserve Malbec. So the color on this, whoops, I forgot my color chart. There we go. This is a, well, I would say it's between a purple and a ruby, a little bit of pale. There's a little bit of light coming through it. Let's go ahead and nose this. Now this is not a very intense wine on the nose at all. But what I'm getting a little bit of blueberry, a little bit of a blueberry jam note. There's a floral note that reminds me of a lavender plant. There is a herbal note on there, but it's really, really light. And I'm also getting a slight hint of a light tobacco note. Let's go ahead and have a sip, shall we? Okay. On the body, this is a medium bodied wine. Tannins, I would say probably medium. Little over medium, it's probably closer to medium on the tannins. There's a slight astringency that's creating a little bit of a salivary reaction. So there, I would say it's about a medium acidic wine. This is not a puckering wine. The alcohol on this sits at 13.7%. I don't get a whole lot of alcohol on this. And this is not this is an off-dry wine. There's a slight sweetness to it, but it's more along the lines of very light fruit sweetness. The flavors on it, the blueberry comes right through. However, I'm losing that floral note. Yeah, there's the blueberry that hits on it, and instead of a floral note, that herbal note does come through a little bit more. It's a sage or a sage grass, sage bush, something like that. It's not strong. It's like you're far away, but you can tell that it's there. The tobacco note unfortunately goes away. I like a light tobacco or a tobacco note in my wine. But yeah, it goes away and it's replaced by a kind of a minerally graphite note. The tannins on it on the second sip were not very aggressive. The downside, and this is what my wife and I found last year at Waterbrook, was the downside to this wine and some of their other offerings was the finish on them was just not there. For me, if I'm going to spend $20 plus for a bottle of wine, I want something that I can savor, I can take a sip of, and at least have a medium finish to. This particular wine is, the finish is really short. So now I have their website up here, and it doesn't say anything about this being a 100% Malbec at all. It very well could be. I don't know, it doesn't say anything about it with it being 100%. Sorry about that, folks. The battery decided to take a dive on me as I was yeah, take a look at whether or not this is 100% reserve Malbec. There's nothing on the website that shows that it is a 100% not a reserve, but an estate Malbec. But it is Columbia Valley, and I'm going to assume that at least a portion of it does come from the estate. So, anyways, this is a winery that I know a lot of people really do enjoy, and I'm not intentionally reviewing this to throw shade on Waterbrook, because I do want to like, Washington State and Idaho and Oregon wineries as a whole. But to me, this particular winery, I think, gets a lot of praise, and I'm not quite sure why. So, anyways, listen, folks, have you had Waterbrook Reserve or any of the Waterbrook lineup? Please let me know down in the comments down below why I am wrong, if you think I'm wrong, or if you agree with me that this is a $14 bottle that's being sold at the winery and elsewhere for more money. And to be honest with you, when I pay $20 a bottle for a glass, for a bottle of wine, I expect the finish to be at least a medium long finish with a little bit more complexity, or a little bit more, or the ability to age. And I'm not sure that this Malbec, the tannins are there, but I'm not quite sure if it's got the acidity to age for very long. And if it does, whether or not it's going to be a complex wine. So anyways, like I said, down in the comments down below, let me know if you've had Waterbrook before, or if you enjoy visiting them, and let me know if I'm wrong or if you think I'm wrong. So always, folks, please go ahead and comment, hit the like button, and then when you do hit the like button, hit the little bell icon. If you've hit the subscribe button first and then hit the little bell icon, that way when I do upload these types of wine reviews, if you find these wine reviews helpful, if you hit the little bell icon, you'll be notified when I do. So as always, folks, life is too short for bad wine. This is not a bad wine. It's a little uninspiring to me, but that's just being subjective. So as always, folks, thank you very much. Take care. Cheers.